Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. So I'm still at the seaside, that's why the background is a bit different. But yeah, I'm trading as usual, watching the charts, monitoring the charts, the hourly chart. And we have closed these trades on the Aussie and the US dollar and on the Aussie and the Japanese yen. I will run through the trades. So basically, we're going to do the 6 currency pairs that we have right here that I live trade, which is EU, EJ, AU, AJ, the pound, and NJ. And we have the ones for the live stream, such as gold, silver, S&P, NASDAQ, Bitcoin, Ethereum, dollar index, and US oil. So let me check out the comments. What's up, Adi Trades? Let's go. Yeah, let's go with the live stream. Let's see what we will get today. Maybe we get some setups. So let me run through a quick forecast of what am I seeing on the current Forex pairs that I trade. Euro and US dollar is a bit flat and range bound. I was potentially looking for a sell setup for a liquidity sweep right here. To be honest, I would have taken this sell setup, but I kind of missed it. I was out of the house and I didn't really pay much attention to this candle that was forming. So this was kind of a missed trade for me, and I believe it would have been a loss. I think definitely it would have been a loss. So it would have stopped me out for a 1% loss right here. Hello, Alfonso. Good morning to you. Where are you from? Because here it is 4 p.m., so you must be somewhere far away from me. So yeah, I'm not gonna put it on the watch list. Euro and the US dollar looks pretty flat in this area. What am I looking for? Well, just a large push up or a simple large push down like this. Oh, you're in Los Angeles. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. You're an American. So yeah, EU, nothing is currently forming on EU. Then we have euro and the Japanese yen. So current price action, it's moving down. Sure, there is some movement to the downside that I can spot right here. Okay, but to be honest, it is very corrective. Itai, euro and US dollar looks good for a short. I'll take a look. Adi trades 10 p.m. here in Malaysia. Nice, nice. I'm really happy to see that you guys are from all over the world because we're all in different time zones. That is very interesting. Alfonso, your analysis are priceless. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. But yeah, EJ moving down very correctively. How do I identify very corrective movement? Well, it's basically the wicks. So each time we break the low, we show very little momentum and the price looks very corrective. Okay, so the only real momentum that we saw was right here, but then we printed an absolutely huge wick. So I'm going to be more patient. This looks possibly a bit descending, and after a descending channel, I do expect the price to go up. We have some news events as well, as far as I can see right here. Maybe this can create some volatility. So possibly this can happen, like a descending channel and then a reversal to the upside. And then we can maybe look for some nice buy setups. Okay. So that is my forecast for the euro and the Japanese yen. If you're wondering, there was a trade opportunity right here. Definitely, I was very interested to look for a short. So per price action was pretty flat and kind of crappy. Okay, kind of range bound, but then we saw some nice momentum print right here, some nice bearish pressure. 2-candle pullback, absolutely zero buying pressure, which is a very good sign if you want to be a seller in this market. And then a big leg down, a big red candle, nice close on the bottom, not a big wick, so that was very, very high probability. And I was looking for the price to maybe reach the entry level, which would have been on the low of this inside bar. Okay, to reach this level with like 2 candles. So basically, did you ever hear of Nepal? Yeah, of course. So basically I was looking for 2 candles going up and then tagging me in, but that did not happen. Instead, HTP says love from India. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we have people from all over the world. That is really, really cool to see. And then we had this candle, and then this one the low retraced. Okay, so this candle was counter trend, and then this one broke the low retraced, printed a huge wick or a large wick, and that kind of negated the whole setup to me personally. So yeah, that wasn't high probability anymore. Then we just broke the high, got some bullish momentum, but then we just started dropping. So very corrective price action. I'm not going to put the euro and the Japanese yen on the watch list. I'm going to be more patient with this currency pair. So let's move on to the Aussie and the US dollar. So had some big winners right here. I'm going to cover them a bit later. Okay, I'm going to run through these sell setups, but I want to analyze the current price action for this week, which has been pretty flat and range bound, as you can see right here. Was I looking for a buy setup? So a potential liquidity sweep, a sweep of this areas, because this was a major low. There was definitely liquidity being built from this flat range above. Okay, let me just fix the AC. I just need to for the AC to go up because I'm gonna become a ice cream. Okay. So we had the major low takeout. We had this flat range. So that was definitely 2 major confluences to take a liquidity sweep. Again, price goes into the area very correctively, prints double wicks. This would be the entry candle. But for me personally, this candle was just a bit too big. It showed just a little bit too much selling pressure. Okay, just a little bit too much selling pressure, and I did not want to risk the 1% on such an entry, so I did stay out of this liquidity sweep. And then the price broke the low retraced, broke the high retraced, and now it's a bit flat and range bound, so it is kind of continuing with the overall range bound story that we saw here. Now it is reappearing right here. My forecast, what I'm looking for on the Aussie and the US dollar is basically just a large push up like this, or just a large drop down. Okay, so a large drop down like this. That is going to be on the watch list. That is what I'm looking for. I'm not really going to put it on the watch list as an interesting pair because the current price action is not looking high probability, so I'm waiting for the price to develop a bit more. Then we have the Aussie and the Japanese yen. So also took a short setup here. It was like a 7.5% winner, so a big winning trade, which was very nice to see. Under hell, do you need to have a finance degree to get into a trading floor, or being a profitable retail trader with a track record is enough? Yeah, so from what I know, from what I've read in, let's say, Mike Bellafiore's books, the first one is the playbook. The first one is One Good Trade, and the second one is called the playbook. And he runs, I think, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, actual real prop firm on Wall Street. So it's a real prop firm where he collects, basically he hires traders, he gives them money, and then they trade that money for him. And I know that if you have a good track record, if you made a lot of percentage, if it's like a 2 or 3 year track record, he may actually hire you, and you do not need to have a finance degree. Okay, so he will actually hire you even without a finance degree. What matters to him is consistency, a long track record, and that you made some very nice profits on a real live account. Okay, so what matters to him is results. And excuse me for 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm a bit sick, so I have to go and blow my nose. It seems you caught some color while you were on the beach. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So getting back to what I was saying, yeah, you do not need a finance degree. You just need to be a profitable trader to work at a real prop firm. Okay, if that was your question. AJ, AJ is pretty flat right here. We did have a nice push up with this large impulse. I was looking for a potential buy setup, okay, maybe a flag or a break and retest. So something like this, a nice small flag, like this one basically. Nice small, no buying, no selling pressure. Or something like this, a pullback, break of the high, retest of the high, but that unfortunately never happened. We instead got some major selling pressure, and that negated the whole buy setup. So nothing turned out to be high probability there. So this flag did not fit the plan. Okay, first high, first low, second high, second low. Did not fit the plan because it had too much selling pressure for me personally. Way too much selling pressure. So yeah, that did not fit the plan. Current price action moving down, but very correctively. So if you look at how we're breaking the lows, we're leaving wicks. Huge wick right here. Not a lot of momentum, very correctively breaking those lows. So that is not good to see. And I would like to see some cleaner price actions. So what do I want to see? Right now, I want to see a big drop continue. I want to see this bearish pressure continue, as you can spot here. I want to see a large push down and then a nice small tight flag like this one. Where is it? Did I delete it? Yeah, I think I did. So it was this one, 20 pips. Yeah. So this is what I want to see. Nice, very strong bearish momentum and then a nice quick flag with no buying pressure. That would be a perfect scenario for me. So I'm going to leave this pair alone currently. I'm going to be more patient because I'm not seeing high probability price action. And we're going to move on to the pound and the US dollar, which has been really corrective and really flat. So nothing much was happening on the pound. Yes, here we were potentially descending. So we expected a push up right here. So I wanted to see something like this. Okay, because after a descending structure, we do expect the price to go to the upside and start a nice uptrend. But unfortunately, we never got the signature. We never got the confirmation. Instead, price decided to just range around, break the low, and then reject, and then continue ranging around. So very flat right here. Very range bound, definitely not on the watch list. And I'm simply looking for a large push up or a large push down like this. So I'm just searching for momentum up or momentum down. And that's it for the pound. Next one is going to be the New Zealand and the Japanese yen, which looks pretty much the same as the Aussie Japanese yen. So very corrective, very range bound. Pair price action was very flat. Yes, we did have a potential buy setup right here. So we had some very nice bullish pressure. See consecutive blue candles. Clean close, a little bit of a wick, and then just a very small wick right here. So yes, I would have taken a nice tight flag like this, 100%, or maybe a pullback, break of the high, and the retest of the high. That would be on my radar as well. But instead, we got this. So a flag did print. First high, first low, second high, second low. As you can see, a flag did print, but again, this was just too much selling pressure for me. Okay, so it was no longer a nice tight flag. Also, price action was pretty shit. It came from like a very flat and range bound price action. And then also it was Tuesday. So Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be predominantly range bound days. And usually most of my losses come from Monday or Tuesday. So 3 warning signs, and this was not enough for me to look for a buy setup. Then price started dropping, but again, not a lot of momentum. And very correctively breaking the lows as well. Right here. Here, huge wicks rejecting to the downside. And here, absolutely massive wick. So that's a very bad story and major warning signs. What I want to see, well, same as the Aussie and the Japanese yen, I would like to see some strong bearish momentum kick in like this. And then a nice flag or a nice maybe pullback, break of the low with force, retest of the low. That would be very high probability, and that would definitely fit my plan. Until that happens, I will be more patient on the New Zealand Japanese yen. So as you can see, none of the currency pairs are on the watch list because nothing is really forming high probability price action. So I'm just going to go grab some water and I'll be back really quickly. Okay, I'm back. So now let's cover the trades that I took last week. So I did a live stream on Wednesday, somewhere around here, and I was still in this sell setup. And this one happened on this one happened on Thursday. Yeah. So you do not know about this trade, and on AJ, this one formed on Wednesday. Okay, so this one formed after the live stream. So let's cover those trades. And then if you guys have any requests, if you have any questions about psychology, trading journey, risk management, prop firms, anything like that, make sure you put it in the chat. So the first setup, very simple flag. Very, very simple flag right here. Again, we have a lot of selling pressure coming down. We have a big leg of bearish momentum. Clean close here as well. Big red candles. That is very, very high probability for the price to continue going down. We also have this sort of a V reversal. Usually after a V reversal like this, you do get a nice strong downtrend. So that was an added confluence. And also I saw this pattern, which was a descending and then a V reversal. Now that is a pattern that I have spotted a couple of times on different pairs. And usually it is also a signal of a nice strong downtrend. So there were a couple of confluences telling me that the price wants to go down. But what was the best was basically this bearish momentum right here. Nice clean close here, nice clean close. Large red candles, and then the flag formation was nice and small, very tight. Okay. So we have the first low, first high, second low, second high, and the red candle is the entry candle. What were the warning signs with this entry? Well, basically, the warning signs were this wick. The large wick was definitely a warning sign. And the fact that it was Monday. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I tend to be a bit more careful. Again, they are predominantly range-bound days. So just that it was Monday, that was a warning sign in and of itself. So took this sell setup with a market sell order when this candle closed. And then I just followed the trade with the trade management rules. So I just put in an initial stop loss of 10 pips, and then I followed the trade with the trade management rule that we use. Then the stop loss went here, okay, 2 pips above this level. Let me just put it flat. Can it be flat? I'm not sure how to make it flat. Okay. And then price went down. Then I moved it here. Price went lower. Again, broke the low. And then it melted even more. See, big meltdown. Broke the low. 2 pips above the high, again moving the stop loss. And yeah, you get the gist. And then finally, just hold left shift and the line gets flat. Yeah, I tried it, but I have a MacBook now. So on MacBook, it doesn't work. I don't know why. If I use the trend line and I'm pressing the left shift and nothing is happening. So on Windows, it used to work, but on MacBook, it doesn't work, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. But doesn't matter. In the end, my stop loss was 2 pips above this high. Okay. We can replay it a bit. So we pulled back, broke the low. I moved the stop loss 2 pips above this high, and then we broke the high and I got taken out of the trade. I did also take a scale-in. FX Wolf, what do you think on USD JPY? We'll definitely take a look. Let me just finish this. Segment. So scale-in right here. If TradingView will load, looks like we have a connection problem, maybe. No. Yeah, no worries, Robert. No worries. Thank you for the tip. Anyway. Dino, monster move. Congrats. Thank you. It was a very, very nice, very big downtrend. They don't happen often, maybe once or twice per year, but when they do, you can make a lot of percentage. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that I managed to extract some percentage from this massive move. Took a scale-in, major bearish momentum. A little bit of a pause here, but then momentum kicks back in. Clean close on the bottom, so very nice. I put in my pending order 2 pips or 1 pip below this low. I think it was 1 pip. With a 10 pip stop loss, I use a fixed stop loss of 10 pips on Aussie US dollar and on the Euro US dollar as well. And then got tagged in. Price barely tagged me in, okay, just by like 1 or 2 pips, and then started dropping down as you saw. Followed the trade and got taken out 2 pips above this high, right here around this level. So this was like a 2.1% winner, something like that. Yeah, so very, very nice. One thing though, I use IC markets and I have limited leverage of 1 to 30. So I can open up 3 positions of 1% risk at one time. So that is a problem if you see a massive downtrend like this and you want to keep on selling, you cannot open up new positions because the leverage is limited. So just know that 1 to 30 leverage sometimes is not enough. So if you can get 1 to 100 with a regulated broker, that is a very, very good leverage. And again, IC Markets has a European entity and they have a global entity. The European entity, you get 1 to 30 leverage, and the global entity you get 1 to 100. So you want to go with the global entity if your country is allowed. I'm from Croatia and I can only use the European entity, and I'm limited to 1 to 30 leverage. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, and let's take a quick look at USD JPY. So USD JPY on Oanda. 1 hour is corrective, I would say. It is moving down. I am seeing some bearish momentum. But to be honest, I'm focusing on how we are breaking the lows, and it looks pretty corrective. We are breaking and leaving wicks. Huge wick here as well. Breaks the low, retraces. So actually, it looks a bit descending. And I would not be surprised if we continue to descend and then start an uptrend, okay? That can definitely happen. So, yeah, that can definitely happen. 4 hour, I usually stick to the 1 hour. I only live trade on the 1 hour chart, but for viewer analysis, for your requests, I usually do the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily chart as well, just to make things a bit more interesting. 4 hour looks extremely bearish. Okay. Big leg down. Robert says, greetings from Slovenia. Oh, nice, cool. So you're very close to me then. I am currently near Rijeka. So it is still in Croatia, but it is like on the seaside. And yeah, you're very, very close to me. Which city are you from, Robert? So yeah, big leg down, big bearish pressure. Here as well. Definitely in a downtrend. And I would look to be a seller in this market. This does look good for a sell setup. Daily. Yeah, daily looks very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. So we have some big legs going down. This one as well. This candle is nice, clean close. This current running candle is very, very bearish. So I'm seeing a very bearish story on the US dollar and the Japanese yen on the 4 hour and the daily chart. 1 hour, not that strong, okay? On the 1 hour, I would not be surprised if we get like a small uptrend like this as I drew. So why didn't you take date 24 flag? On which pair? HTP, on which currency pair did the flag form? Robert says, I've been to Opatia a couple of times. Yeah, I'm near Opatia. Opatia is awesome. It's a very, very beautiful city. And you are from Murska Sobota. Nice, cool. Very nice. Yeah, Rijeka is very ugly. Rijeka is a very ugly city. Opatia is great. And I'm from currently Jadranovo. That's like a really, really small village that is kind of close to Rijeka. Okay. USD JPY analysis is done. So yeah, HTP, just write down which currency pair you're referring to. I still have AJ to cover. I want to cover this sell setup where I did take a trade. So basically, we were in a major downtrend. Very, very strong downtrend. Very big bearish legs. Nice clean close, clean close. So when you see candles like this, okay, like this one, and this one, and also this one as well, that is a very good sign that the markets will continue dropping down. That is a very, very bearish sign, okay? Because these candles look absolutely great. Let me see if I can, okay. So these candles look absolutely great, very big. This wasn't the flag because we had the first low, first high, second low, and we never got the second high. But here a flag did form. So we had a big wick and a really tight flag. Okay, so the positives for this trade were the major downtrend, big bearish leg right here as well. Price is definitely moving down. This was awesome to see. This was very nice, very strong, and then nice tight flag, no buying pressure, very high probability. Warning signs, only warning signs are the wick, and it was Wednesday, so that's not a warning sign. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are actually days where I really like to take trending entries. So the only warning sign was this little bit of a wick, this kind of large wick. Okay, the stop loss, my usual stop loss, I usually use a 12 pip stop loss on the JPY pairs, but I have in my trade plan that if the volatility is very high, okay, if the volatility is very high, like it is here, and if my 12 pip stop loss looks tiny, like this, then I will extend the stop loss to 15, 20, or maybe even 25 pips. So in this particular scenario, I extended it to 20 pips, like this, okay? So I took it with a 20 pip stop loss, and price fortunately did melt down, as you can see here, and I did exit the trade at this level, 2 pips above this level. It was like a 7.5% winner, something like that. So a very nice, very big winning trade. Very high probability as well. Now, the thing with leverage that I was just talking about, this same entry happened on the New Zealand Japanese yen. And for example, if I took that one at the same time, I would be limited and I could not take another trade because I was already in the Aussie and US dollar sell. Then I took Aussie JPY. And if I took, I took a scale in on Aussie US dollar, so that's 3 trades. Once I have 3 trades with 1% risk, then I cannot take another trade because I have limited 1 to 30 leverage. So I highly advise, of course, always choose a regulated broker. Always go with the regulated broker. But if you can, go with IC Markets Global Entity because you're going to get 1 to 100 leverage. And then you can take 10 trades at the same time that have 1% risk. So just a little bit of a tip. Yeah, massive trade here. Same one happened on NJ right here, but I didn't take it because, to be honest, the swaps were very, very high. Okay, so it was Wednesday. The swaps were already very high, and if I took 2 trades on JPY pairs, I would be paying double the swaps. Okay, so to avoid paying for the swaps, if you want to learn more about swaps, I'm not going to go into it too much in this live stream, but definitely Google it. Basically, you can end up paying like double the risk that you have on the trade. So if you risk, let's say, 1,000 euros on the trade and it goes to your stop loss, you can lose up to maybe even 2,000, maybe even 2,500 euros, depending on the swaps and depending on which day it is. On Wednesday, the swaps are 3 times as big. Okay, so Wednesdays are the worst days to be executing sell setups on the JPY pairs right now. That's why I was kind of not scared, but I did not want to take 2 sell setups on 2 JPY pairs. It would just be a big like a big mess with the swaps. So, brother, why didn't you take the Aussie US dollar flag 24th? Okay, let's see. Let me see. This one. It was too big. It was very big. Too much buying pressure. Like, look at the size of these candles of this one and on this one as well. They're almost bigger than all of the bearish candles. So that is showing me a lot of buying pressure. Too much buying pressure. And it is a pair characteristic of the Aussie and US dollar that the big flags like this is definitely a big flag, they do not work out as well as the smaller flags. So the smaller ones like this, they have a very, very big profit expectancy. But the bigger ones like this, they are not as good. So I tend to avoid them. I have it in my plan to avoid large flags on the Aussie and the US dollar. That was the biggest reason, basically. Par price action was looking okay. We were definitely trending down, definitely showing a lot of bearish pressure. But this was too much buying pressure. Okay. Robert says, thanks. I've also been in Rijeka, but I would choose Opatija anytime. Yeah, Rijeka sucks. It's ugly. It's an ugly city. It smells of shit as well because it's a port. And Opatija is beautiful and it's kind of a fancy town. Okay. Robert says, what about NASDAQ? Today it's up 3%, and maybe after today we are back in uptrend. Also, all the majors in NASDAQ are in green. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at NASDAQ. Let's do it right now. I'm pretty interested to see what is happening. NASDAQ. Oh, it looks good. Looks good on the 1 hour. We're seeing some major buying pressure. Is it 3% though? Okay, it is. It is 3%. So the 1 hour looks pretty bullish. Par price action has a bit of a V reversal right here, which is a bullish sign. Okay, this is a sign that the markets are going to continue trending up. So I would not be surprised if we see more buying like this. I would definitely be interested if I was trading this live. I would definitely be interested in a nice flag or in a nice pullback, break of the high, retest of the high. Yeah, it would definitely be on my radar. 4 hour looks good. 4 hour looks good as well. We have the V reversal, as you can see. Again, it is a bullish pattern, so I would expect the price to go up. Also, this is kind of printing a descending channel right here, which is also a bullish pattern. So we have two patterns telling us that the price wants to go up. We have the signature as well, I would say. With this current candle, it's pretty big. It's showing a lot of buying pressure. So the probabilities are telling me that this will continue up, that this will continue pumping to the upside. Daily looks bullish. Daily looks bullish as well. Major buying leg right here, as you can see, right? So major bullish pressure in this one candle. After a lot of selling pressure, I have to say. So now the momentum looks to be shifting up. So 1 hour is bullish, 4 hours is bullish. The daily is not as bullish, but still, this is a very, very big blue candle. And the momentum is definitely, as I said, shifting to the upside. It's still a live candle. We still have 6 more hours to go. If it closes as it is printing right now, that would be a bullish scenario for me personally. Itai, did you take the AJ flag? Yeah, let's take a look. AJ on the 1 hour. I presume this one. I presume you're asking about this buy setup. Just put it in the chat if this is the trade that you're referring to. Basically, no. The short. Okay, so for anyone wondering, I did not take this buy setup. I saw too much selling pressure, and it was Tuesday as well. Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be more range bound days. Flag short. This one. I personally did not take this trade. It did not fit my plan. Why? Well, because par price action, it's not really trending down. I mean, kind of descending, kind of correctively descending. You took the NJ flag, by the way. You took the buy setup or on NJ or a short setup. So AJ, This price action, not the cleanest, not showing me a lot of selling pressure. So that didn't look at the long setup. Okay, yeah, I was definitely looking at it, but I saw a bit of momentum shifting, which was not in my plan. Also, it was Tuesday, so yeah. It was too many warning signs for me personally. This was not as strong. And then you had a large wick. Even this is a huge wick. This is a really, really big wick. Okay. Really, really big wick. Yes, the flag looks pretty small. The flag here looks pretty small, pretty tight. But when I weigh up all of the pros, weigh up all of the cons, warning signs, this to me is not worth the risk. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of selling pressure. I'm seeing pretty corrective price action. I'm seeing some wicks rejecting. Wick right here, huge wick. No range in the flag. Okay, usually if I'm looking for a flag and I see a huge wick like this, I need to see a range in the flag. So I need to see something like this develop for a couple of hours. Okay, Adi says possible AU reversal. Let's see. I'm not sure what you mean by a reversal. You mean like a retest of this level, like to place a buy setup here? For me, this would not fit the plan. Okay, this would not fit the plan because we aren't really coming from a descending channel. I take reversal trades from a nice, clean descending channel like this. Okay, that is what I'm looking for. This is not really clean. See, it's not really that clean. Also, we broke the high retraced. That is a sign of a range bound market. And then, yes, we did have some nice bullish momentum right here. But again, currently we're printing a bit of a wick. So that is definitely a warning sign. All right. Yeah, so this is not for a reversal, in my personal opinion. It does not fit my personal plan. Itai, you took the NJ flag. Yeah, we're going to quickly cover that. This one right here, yeah, I was definitely looking at it. I had it open on my phone. I wasn't here. I wasn't at the PC, but I did have my phone with me. And on the phone, I did decide to stay out because of this leg. Okay, because of this part right here, that was just too much selling pressure. It did not fit my personal plan. And yeah. Also, it was Tuesday. So those two signs were big warning signs, and they did make me stay out of this trade. EU looks good for a short. Let me see. EU. Like a sweep, like a liquidity sweep short. So this is a missed trade for me. I would have been looking for a sweep on this candle. Okay. Now this, I kind of missed it. Let me just see something. Yeah, I was busy, but I did see the range. I did identify the range, and then I did identify the liquidity area above this high. It was a major high, and this is a nice entry candle. This is definitely a nice entry candle, and it definitely would have fit the plan. But again, I was busy and I missed the entry. Would have been a loss in the end. Let me just see. 10 pips. Oh, not 11. 10. Yeah, would be a loss. Am I going to take it right now? No, I'm not. So if the initial entry is a loss. So if I would have been stopped out on the initial entry, I no longer look for a second entry. So because if I took this one, I would have been stopped out. I'm not gonna take this sell setup right here. Also, it kind of pushed a lot into liquidity. Let me just see. By how much? 13.5 pips. Yeah, it's kind of a lot. And the entry candle is absolutely massive, which is not really a good sign. Okay, at least in my backtesting, when I saw candles as big as this one in the liquidity sweep, they did not produce the best results. So the warning signs would be this push into liquidity is too big and the entry candle is massive as well. But I wouldn't even be looking for an entry because the first entry happened right here. David asks 22%. Isn't that unrealistic and over risking? I risk 1% per trade. And if you want to check out my result, if you want to check out my results, go to my FX book and search, I think it's Marco's trading journey. I can put it in the chat. Okay, let me just search it up. My FX book. Okay, it's Marco's journey. Okay, so I see markets. Yeah. I got the link. Comment. Let's see if this link will work. Yeah, so go to this link and you'll see my track record. Okay. And the track record is running from the 26th of March 2021. So it's a very, very long track record. I have been risking 1% per trade and it just works for me. I know my edge, I know my backtesting results, and I know if I just keep executing, if I just keep following my trade plan, yes, I will have some drawdown. Yes, as you can see in the MyFX book, I did already have some drawdown as well, some very, very large drawdown, but it's a part of the game. As long as my winners are far bigger than the losses, I'm going to make a net profit. So it's in the chat, the link. So if you want to check it out, and just give me 1 second and I'll be back. Okay. Brother, can you make me understand? You didn't take 4 trades because you have 1 to 30 leverage. What does it mean? We can place an order. Why we can't? So basically, if you have 1 to 30 leverage, you can place 3 trades at a time with 1% risk. Okay. So if you're with IC Markets, the European entity, you can place, let's say, a sell setup or a market sell on the Aussie US dollar, maybe Euro US dollar, and let's say Euro Japanese yen, and that's it. You can no longer place a 4th trade. But if you have 1 to 100 leverage, then you can place 10 trades with 1% risk. Or you can also place, let's say, 20 trades with 0.5% risk, right? So you're limited. Your downside is basically limited. You cannot risk as big as you can on a 1 to 100 leverage. Why is that in place? Well, to protect you, basically. Okay, a lot of people over risk. They risk, let's say, 3% on one trade, maybe even 5% on one trade, and then they blow the account very quickly. So in order for a broker to stop you from blowing the account very quickly, or the regulation services to help you, they limit your leverage so you cannot go and risk 5% on one trade, right? They really do not want you to blow the account. They want you to play it safe, so they lower your leverage. Also, for example, FTMO has a normal account and they have the swing account. Normal account is 1 to 100 leverage, but you cannot trade for news and you cannot hold trades over the weekend. But the swing account, which I use the swing account with FTMO. With a swing account, you can basically trade through news and you can hold trades over the weekend. And that is the best scenario for me, but it is 1 to 30 leverage. So I can only take 3 trades of 1% risk at the same time. Adi says, I made the same returns following the same trades last week too. It's definitely possible. Yeah, it definitely is. And congratulations on making the percentage. That is very, very nice. The return was very, very nice. The trends were very strong. So yeah, if you have a good trade plan, if you have backtested your results, at least on the last 3 years of price action, okay, that's the minimum. You should do 5 years. Definitely do 5 years. Then you know you have a proven edge in the markets, and it's only a matter of executing trades and taking trades in the live markets until you will achieve a nice, good return. So it is definitely possible, but it doesn't happen every month. Okay, making 20% per month happens maybe once or twice per year. Most months are going to be lower percentage, and they're going to be around, let's say, some of them will be break even. You will also have losing months as well. It's all a part of the game. So don't think that I'm making 22% every single month, because I'm not. That is definitely unrealistic. But maybe once per year or twice per year, making 22% per month, yes, it can be done. But just know most of my months are very small wins or like break-even trading or maybe even small losses. So I do have losing months as well. Robert says, thanks for the NASDAQ analysis. Can you later please repeat what you said about the swaps doubling on the JPY pairs on Wednesday or something like that? I misheard a little and it sounded quite important. Yeah, sure. Let me just Google it quickly. Let me see what comes up. Forex. Yeah, so on Google, it says the investor's swap charge triples when holding a position overnight on a Wednesday. Okay. So holding a position overnight on a Wednesday incurs debits/credits 3 times as much as the normal amount. That is called a triple swap. I'll copy it. This accounts for the settlement of trades over the weekend. Okay. See? Just check out the comments. You're going to see what I wrote down. So basically, if on a Wednesday or maybe even before, but let's say you execute a sell setup on a Wednesday on, let's say, the Aussie and the JPY, well, that means if you hold the trade overnight, you're going to pay 3 times the swaps. And the swaps depend on the broker. Okay, they're not always the same. They depend on interest rates as well. So the swaps do change from week to week, but they can be very big. They can be, let's say, 0.1% of the trade. They can be maybe even 0.2% of the trade. So when they are triple swaps, then it can go all the way to, let's say, 0.5%, maybe even 1% of your actual account, right? So if you lose a trade, you lose the initial 1% risk, but you also lose the swaps. You pay the swaps. So basically you lose maybe even 2%, maybe even 2.5%. So it can get very, very big. That's why going short on the JPY pairs on a Wednesday, currently it is a very, very expensive proposition. All right. I hope I cleared that up a little bit. What you can take from this conversation is, if you're going short on the JPY pairs on a Wednesday, just be prepared to pay a lot of money in swaps. That's about it. Yeah, no worries, Robert. No worries. Okay. Do you guys have any more questions? Any more chart requests? You want to see maybe my analysis, my forecast on any of the pairs? I did pass FTMO. I'm now funded with FTMO. So these trades passed me phase 1 and phase 2. Alpha Capital as well. I'm now funded with Alpha Capital. Still waiting for my account though. So it's been 5 days now and I still have not received my account. That's kind of not good, but if I don't get it this week, I'm definitely gonna contact the support. So yeah, funded with FTMO, funded with Alpha Capital. Let's see if I can make some nice profits on the actual funded accounts. And I want to do Bitcoin on the daily. Bitcoin is pretty flat. Yeah, pretty flat and range bound right here. So I'm waiting to see what will happen. This level and this level. So yeah, basically, if we break the high, get momentum, I won't look for longs, but I would expect a bullish scenario. If we break this level, I'll expect a bearish scenario. For now, it is in no man's land. Gold, kind of flat right here. Yeah, I would say it's flat. So gold is flat on the daily. Silver, flat as well. Okay, just broke the low, retraced. I expect, to be honest, more range-bound price action. S&P broke the low, now it's rejecting. Now that's okay. You have this trend line running. The trend line has long been broken, so that's not good to see. That is a bearish case. But the current daily candle is printing some very, very strong bullish pressure. So let's see if we can continue with the overall movement to the upside. Let's see if that can happen. NASDAQ we did cover, so I expect a bullish scenario. Price is looking bullish on NASDAQ. DXY very choppy, very flat and range bound on the daily right here. US oil. US oil is daily is kind of bearish. 4 hour. 4 hour is descending. 4 hour is very, very descending. So I would expect the price to go up potentially. Okay. Maybe. We'll see what will happen. 1 hour. 1 hour looks pretty bullish. Yeah, 1 hour looks good. This price action looks nice. This is kind of what I want to see. Price is in a big descending here. Not the cleanest descending, but technically a descending. And then we have a lot of bullish pressure printing right here. Okay. Some nice big bullish legs, nice clean close here. This candle is nice. These ones are looking good. So yeah, I would expect a bullish scenario on US oil and I would expect more upside. David says, I remember doing 100% in a single trade, but not recommended. The biggest trade I had was, I think, 25% in one trade, or maybe it was even a little bit more. But I did make, I think it was 50 or 60% in 1 week. So that was my biggest, absolutely biggest trading period I ever had. And it happened in January of 2023. It can happen. We're trend traders, so we can get some massive trends, but it doesn't happen very often. Again, once or twice per year, you're going to have those major home runs and you're going to make a lot of percentage. If you read the Market Wizards books, okay, if you read Market Wizards, you're going to see that most of the traders in there say that 90% of their profits came from 10% of the trades, right? So that means most of the time they're taking small winners, maybe break even, or maybe even small losses. They're hunting, basically hunting for the home runs. And the home runs happen maybe once or twice per year. So once or twice per year, you're going to have absolutely huge months of 20, 30, maybe even 40% in 1 week. But that's trading. So we sit tight, we are patient, and we wait for the big trends to happen. Okay, and that would be about it for this live stream. Thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry if I was a bit sick on this stream. I don't know what is happening, but my throat is hurting this whole day. It is what it is. Robert says, I'm also with Alpha Capital, not funded yet, but I have the same challenge for over 4 months now. And I think after 2 years, I'm at a breaking point finally. Nice, great to hear that. So good luck with your challenge. I have been doing my challenge for 6 months now, okay? And after 6 months, I did manage to pass it. So that's normal. It's part of the game. You're not going to pass a challenge in 1 or 2 months every time. You can have periods of break even and maybe even losing trades. So I took 6 months. You're only on your 4th month. So yeah, it's going to happen sooner or later if you have a profitable edge in the markets. Definitely good luck. Alfonso, could you recommend 2 books to read? Yeah, for sure. So Market Wizards. I'm going to put it in the chat. And One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore. And then there is the Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. So the last one is a book to work in your psychology. It's great. It's awesome. So these 3 books, if you read them, they will be a major help to you. But again, you need to do your back testing as well. You're not going to read these books. Having trouble connecting. Okay, I have some connection issues, but basically the last book is okay. I think it did print. They're not going to change your life, but they're going to give you the confidence to put in the work. Okay, they're going to give you the confidence to work on your trading, back test, develop your edge, work on the psychology, and become profitable in the markets. But the main thing that's going to make you successful is going to be actual back testing, actual demo trading, and actual live trading. Alfonso, yeah, no worries, Alfonso. I hope these books will help you. They're awesome books. That's it for the live stream. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next week on Wednesday.